When we were in high school, if somebody were to start a rumor back in our day, it might start in the morning on a Monday, maybe by Tuesday.
Right.
You sneeze and everybody knows.
Absolutely. Yep. And that was one of our big points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which kind of brings it into 2010.
Right.
Maybe kind of a modern story, but it's definitely the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Word travels exceptionally warp speed fast.
Yeah. But one thing it still holds on to like it used to in the old days, it still winds up getting around a completely different story.
Exactly, like telephone, where you whisper in someone's ear and you hear it wrong, and it ends up being something hilarious by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, words get twisted very badly, especially now because you can't really hear the way people mean things. So you, through text or email or 160 words on Twitter, you can read something as very serious or very sarcastic or whatever, and it can be misconstrued very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, because I've noticed that too. Like sometimes somebody will put something on Facebook and you don't know which way the inflection is.
Right.
I'm having a great day, or I'm having a great day.
Exactly,
Like,
you never know. You would never know.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of miscommunication, as you saw.
Absolutely, and your character is kind of like, hey, okay, well, I'm gonna take this in stride.
Why not just take the reins and be in control of the rumor? Because in high school and in the world, the rumor mill keeps churning. So why not take matters into your own hands?
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the funny part after a while is, like guys who, wanted like a little help.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm just saying, offering cars or cash or a home in Malibu.
Right.
You're getting Home Depot cards.
Yep. Gift certificates to the Olive Garden. 25% off to Bath and Body Works.
Right.
Can save a little money on some antibacterial.
There you go.
Spray.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun element that she's getting gift cards to all these ridiculous places.
Yeah. Places where you're thinking she's a 17-year-old or 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's not going to go
exactly.
here.
I don't even have a car, and you're giving me money.
That was a good one.
Yeah, exactly. To AutoZone.
Also, your family was very unique.
Yeah.
Your parents and your brother.
Right. I know, it was so fantastic. Well, the best thing about Stanley and Patty, sometimes you come in and you do a part for just a couple days and you haven't seen the whole tone of the movie or the feel of the movie. They came in and were the ultimate parents that made Olive make sense.
Yes.
I mean, the way she kind of bold and ridiculous and punny, they made her make sense to the nth degree, and they were so amazing as a couple that I was just so grateful to them for boosting whatever I was trying to do. And, and they were also just so amazing to learn from and work with. It was, I mean, that was the best 3 days.
It's funny with this movie how things haven't changed. Just somebody will hear one thing and
it's just,
Right.
Yeah, it's it really is essentially the same high school experience that you saw with John Hughes. It's just a bit accelerated, because of the texting and the way that gossiping is kind of. But humans gossip. That's kind of like that's what we do.
Right.
That's what my show is about. That's like
it's even in the net. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's something that you can't escape. And when you're in high school, you're just so concerned about what everyone thinks. And, I mean, I get it, but it's. Hopefully, with this, it's like it'll if the high school audience. Hopefully, those kids will walk out of that being like, you know what? Maybe I should take a page from Woodchuck Todd's book.
There you go.
And just be a bit less concerned with it,
Right, because your guy. I mean, that was one of the cool parts about him, in the movie is that obviously he had heard,
Yeah, he's aware of everything that's happening, but he just kind of cuts through it all because he knows that it's just smoke and mirrors. It's not really that important, and that's. In that sense, he's not very much your average high schooler, but he is like your average kind of like guy. He's in fact kind of weird and not altogether cool, but then he pulls it off because he's just, like I said, like not terribly concerned with the way other people are thinking about him,
Right, because you think, like you said, the fact that he's the school mascot, of course, starts out as the Blue Devil, which is the.
But then he becomes really, absurd.
Right.
And in another movie, that guy would be. He would be the
beaten up.
nerd.
Yes.
Yeah. But in this, he's I wouldn't say that he's popular, but everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Although nobody. I think what it is that nobody knows him.
Right, and that's the main thing to always fear.
Yeah.
You fear the unknown. It's like, we're not going to pick on this guy.
Yeah,
he might
right,
know
right.
jujitsu or whatever else,
Yeah.
and beat us up.
Yeah.
And then you get to see, as well, just how, after a while, guys are like, I don't really want to do anything. Like they said, I mean, that goes on with the title.
Yeah.
But here's a card to Best Buy or something like that.
I know it's a really funny concept. I remember reading it. I was just, I really had no idea where it was going, and every step of the way I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and even the character that Emma plays is just. You see her, I mean, just evolve throughout the movie, from this just regular girl, but then just, getting kind of like consumed with, okay, hey, this is what you guys want.
Yeah.
Well,
She's a bit in the beginning like a female version of my character, but then she's forced to confront it because it becomes so overwhelming, know, and she handles it beautifully. Emma's really talented.
That's the thing we loved about your family in this movie. They're just so unique.
I know.
So unique.
We wish that we lived with them.
Because one of the greatest lines,
Excuse me.
honestly, is when you're looking at your boy.
I know. I know. I made it up one day, and
Did you really?
I did. Yeah, I was. There was. Will just kept the camera rolling. It's a joke that I say all the time. I use it all the time, and I don't know. It just. We all thought it was funny.
Well, it was. And for those of you wondering what it is, you got to go see the movie
That's
because
right,
it is.
yes,
It's
yes.
really, really touching and